Hello YouTubers and welcome to another episode. Today we're really in the thick of the taper week, so we're going to discuss the benefits of a taper, especially in the run-in to not necessarily just a 2K row but other events as well. Maybe it's a 2K race, maybe it's a race in general of at any distance, or it's just something that you want to peak for so that you can try and get the best performance out of yourself. And that's one of the big things about a taper, is trying to get the best out of yourself, increasing the likelihood that you can use all of the training that you've been working on, get all of the yam out of yourself that you possibly can on the day of the race or days of the races. So first things first, today is a big day. So yesterday, massive 1500 meters. Today we've got 30 minutes UT2. Big day. So not trying to do anything drastic here, just keeping it normal. I'm going to feel fresher as we've been cutting down the training, and today it's only half an hour rather than 90 minutes or longer or shorter. So it's not a case of, okay, well now our UT2 split's going to be much higher or much faster, so push on. Today is a case of, okay, normal UT2 split for half an hour just to get the body moving. Alright, so let's get to half an hour of UT2, and I'll see you after this lovely time lapse. And we have finished the 30 minutes UT2, very sweaty, very warm, but the heart rate stayed in the zones, mid 120s for me. Had the fan on in that one to make sure that I wasn't going too slow. Well, like I said only a few seconds ago, it's a case of making sure you're not doing anything out of the ordinary in taper week so that you're keeping it normal. So for half an hour, you would expect to be a little bit faster, but with how hot it is today, oh, it's very hot. Wanted to keep the fan on so that at least the splits stay kind of normal rather than going way up. Decent there, very sweaty. Now, as always after a session, time to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel. And that's another thing about tapering, fueling during taper week. You're going to do less training, and so surely that means less fuel. Well, with a 2K race or with a short distance race, carb loading isn't really a thing because you don't really use that much energy during the 2K or the short distance piece itself, but it's still getting, you don't want to let your body, you want to maximize the recovery. So getting plenty of fuel in, at least the normal amount of food that you usually eat during the taper period, taper time, then that's going to be much better for you, rather than thinking, oh well, I'm not burning as many calories today, so for today, instead of doing 90 minutes and another session and another session, I'm only going to be doing half an hour, maybe some stretching and walking. So burning significantly less calories but still eating pretty much the same. So the kilo of rice, some veg, some fruit, some tuna most likely, and we'll see what's left over. I think I've got some chicken, maybe some lamb, delicious. But now fueling up, and then we're just going to have a little bit of a chat about why taper. Why do you want to taper at all? And we've made it onto the floor on taper week, chilling out as Yams jowls. Yes, you jealous. Oh, yes, you jealous. Relax. As we chill out on taper week, Yams having a taper too, isn't that right? As he prepares for his 2K to go sub 4, but there's a few reasons why you might want to taper, and we're going to go over them today. So the top one, or the reason that most people say, okay, you have to do a taper, is to get the energy for an ideal performance. Like I said at the start, to increase the potential of getting the most out of yourself, because when you are at your freshest, the chances increase that you are able to hit your maximum. And so that's a huge thing about tapering. Increasing your energy reserves, increasing your energy that you are holding on to, that you have in your body, so that you can then, hopefully, fingers crossed, apply all of your potential on race day. Whatever that is, whether it's a long one, a short one, if it's a walk for Yam, is that right? Or if it's a sprint. Okay. But it isn't always just about physical energy, there's also mental as well. When you're in a training block, the mental aspect of training can really grind you down, and a taper can sort of introduce that little bit of freshness on the mental side as well. So when you have days where you're doing 3 sessions a day and you're finishing the day thinking, oh, that was a really tough day, and then you enter into a taper phase, then you end up doing much less time training. You have more time to do other things, obviously not try to do other things, but more time to relax and think about what you're doing rather than all of the time dedicated to training, which gives that little bit of a mental refresh that you can also use on race day. And then there is recovery, which ties into the energy as well. To get that energy, it gives you time to chill out, relax, and really focus on getting your body ready for the race or the event that you have coming up. And the last two are kind of tied together. We have confidence. With a taper, you start gaining that energy, you start recovering a little bit better because you have less to do, and you start really feeling like you can do it all. And if you get the taper right, it almost feels like you're bouncing off the walls and you're ready to just smash everything, including that race piece or that event, whatever it is you have got coming up. And so it really sort of affects your confidence in saying, okay, maybe before the taper you were questioning, I'm not really sure where I'll really go. I'm not really sure if I'll go out fast here, go out slow, be conservative, really smash it. But then by the end of the taper, you're thinking, I've got loads of energy, I can really go for it, I can push hard, and I can really get the most out of myself. And obviously, you don't want to just go out in that race event thinking, I've got loads of energy and I'm going to blow up really quickly. Isn't that right, Yam? You want to be able to get the best out of yourself, like I've already said. And there is one more thing with a taper that I think can also be really big, equally as big as any of the previous things I've talked about. So this one, even if you think to yourself, I'm not going to recover very well during the taper phase, I'm not going to get any physical benefits from the taper phase, I'm not going to gain any confidence, but in your mind you're thinking, it will make me faster, it's more of a placebo effect for you, then that in itself is going to be a big thing. For you, maybe you're thinking, I need to taper to get a good score. Well, why not just give a little bit of a taper and use that, okay, well, I have tapered now, and it kind of ties into that confidence of, you've got that taper behind you, you have that energy, and you can go. And so, placebo, even if for you think it's not such a great thing, but the placebo effect, that's when it may not actually have any physical benefits to you, but mentally you think it does. That can have such a great impact on your event, on your whatever you're doing. And Yam agrees as he falls asleep. And that will be it for reasons why you might taper as Yam falls asleep. Maybe I'll join him for a nap on this lovely taper week. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other reasons why you might taper. And let me know if you would like me to talk about when or how you might taper as well, to help you guys get the best out of yourselves for your piece. But as always, Yam Squad, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, Yam's trying to get comfy. Hit that like button, and I will see you in the next episode.